Our theme this December, as you may have noticed, is calm and bright. And each Sunday, we're going to look at one different verse from Silent Night, Holy Night. So today we're talking about sleep in peace. That struck me as kind of funny this week as I was looking at this, because we talked about something very similar last Sunday when we talked about rest in peace. What will happen at the end of the world when Christ returns and all the dead are raised. That's a very different kind of rest in peace than what we're talking about today. Sleep in peace. Sleep in peace. This hymn, this famous carol, Silent Night, Holy Night, first made its debut on Christmas Eve in 1818 at the St. Nicholas Chapel in Oppendorf by Salzburg, Austria. It caught on very quickly. We all know it. We know the tune from the first few notes when we hear it. We know the words now in our own language. Sleep in peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. What a wonderful thing it is that we can sleep in peace. We don't always get to do that, do we? I was talking about this just this week with Chuck Strait at the hospital. It's impossible to get a good night's sleep in hospitals between the noises and the interruptions of people coming and going. And I think it's when we don't get that good night's sleep that we realize how much we need it, how much we treasure it. We long for peace around us so that when it comes time to hit the pillow, we can sleep in peace. The people in Isaiah's time also longed for peace among them. Isaiah wrote about a vision he had. Many people shall come and say, "Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of God of Jacob, that he may teach us his ways, that we may walk in his paths. He shall judge between the nations and shall arbitrate for many peoples. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. The people who walked in great darkness have seen a great light. For a child has been born for us, wonderful Counselor, mighty God, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. His authority shall grow continually, and there shall be endless peace." The people longed for a king who would be good and just and help the nations get along together so that they could throw away their weapons and know peace in their lives. Jesus, too, was our Prince of Peace, right? Quick to reach out to others that some people tried to push away. Even children who were not highly regarded in his day. He said, "Let them come unto me." And he laid his hands on them and blessed them. I tend to picture those children as being little kids. But it's you and me as well. We are God's children. And Jesus longs for us to experience peace and the blessing that peace brings. Jesus, the Prince of Peace, transformed lives in his time and still has the power today to transform our lives. The Prince of Peace is the one who can bring heavenly peace so that we can sleep in peace. That's way back when, I know. But if we keep our eyes open and our ears listening, we can find other encouraging stories of people who dared to follow the Prince of Peace, such as those soldiers in World War I who dared to follow the Prince of Peace on that Christmas day in 1914. Many of them wrote letters about that experience they had that day. I want to read you just a few excerpts from their letters. One said the Germans started singing Stille Nacht, Silent Night, and lighting candles about 7:30 on Christmas Eve. And one of them challenged any of us to go across to receive a bottle of wine. One of our fellows accepted the challenge and took a big cake to exchange. Another one said, we came out of our mouse holes and saw the English advancing toward us and waving cigarette boxes, handkerchiefs, and towels. They had not rifles with them, so we knew it could only be a greeting and that it was all right. Another soldier wrote, we had a church service and sang hymns. We met the Germans midway between the trenches and wished each other a Merry Christmas. We exchanged buttons, badges, caps, and so on, and we all sang songs. Another said, they gave us cigars and cigarettes and toffee, and they told us they didn't want to fight, but had to. Some could speak English as well as we could, and some had worked in Manchester, England. The Germans seemed like nice chaps who were awfully sick of war. We're told that on that Christmas Eve truce, the British soldiers were able to come up and bury the dead who were lying in no man's land. Then an impromptu soccer match broke out between the two sides when a ball was kicked out of the British side into no man's land. One of them said, a German soldier said to me today, Christmas Day, nice. Tomorrow, shoot. As he left me, he held out his hand, which I accepted, and said, farewell, comrade. And with that, we parted. That was a brief period, one short evening during World War I, when soldiers dared to put down their arms and come together and to sing Silent Night, Holy Night together. In more recent times, Ireland certainly knew what it was like to have fighting going on in their midst. People were literally killing each other in the streets. And yet, even during that period of time, people dared to come together from opposing sides to meet with each other, secretly, often in church parlors, and to spend time listening to each other, to learn about the pain that each side was experiencing. And neither side wanted their children or their grandchildren to experience the terror that they were experiencing then. It does seem sometimes as if it's an awful lot easier to fight than dare to come together peacefully. Even today, we have divisions, even within our own country, perhaps even within our own church. Families fight about things, politicians argue, flame wars spread across the internet. And we look around and think, where is the peace? Where is the peace? The anthem our choir will sing in a little while talks about that longing for peace. When we look around us, we see divisions everywhere. Even friends and family can't seem to agree. But we lift up our hopeful eyes and pray. We need a silent night in here. Dear Lord, we need your presence to come near. Give us the hope we need and the peace we seek. We need a silent night in here. We are blessed that there are peacemakers in this world, some near at hand, some further away. One of them from Ireland said, maybe the most effective thing to do is to build bridges. Get to know at least one other person who votes differently than we do, who thinks differently than we do. It's not necessarily easy, but it's necessary. Just get to know each other. And we offer opportunities for that right here at St. John's Church at our Mingle Cafe once a month. The next one is December 15th. It's a chance to come together and to listen closely to others who may have different philosophies and different ideas than we do. We can come together and listen. We can seek silence, even there and during our meditation group that meets Wednesday nights at 6:30. We can be silent enough to listen to the hopes and fears of all the years of others. It's not easy. People yearned for peace way back in Isaiah's time. We yearned for peace in Jesus' time. We yearned for peace during world wars. We yearn for peace even today. But if we can listen in the silence and hear the cry, the baby's cry, humanity's cry, perhaps we can too help to be peacemakers and calm the fears. We need a silent night so that we can all sleep in peace.